In our time, there were Muslims. And how did they pray? They didn't have a special place. They didn't ask for it. They would pray when they were able. I know from what I have learned that in the Quran there is allowance made for times when people cannot fast during the prescribed times. There is, for reason of sickness or it's not suitable or whatever, but you can always fast. And to tell you the truth, the issue about fasting in Wesley Girls was not even because of Islamic fasting. It was because some Christian students fasted for some period and fell very ill and were almost at the point of death. And so the actual advice that is given is that adolescent period is a time of extreme growth and so many things are happening. So it is not advice for anybody of any religion. The school will not countenance it because they are not in a position to be able to take responsibility for what might happen with these students when they fast. So
this is another point she made, which is flawed. She is trying to make the point that Islam has made some excuses for persons in order not to fast during the fasting of Ramadan, which is true. If you are sick, if you are traveling, depending on the distance, if you are a pregnant woman, you are pregnant, these are the few special cases that someone is excluded from fasting. But not when you are fit and able to fast. That is point number one. Point number two, she claims they brought this no fasting. You see, they are trying everything possible to justify their religious intolerance and abuse and discrimination against Muslim students in their school. They brought this no fasting policy because some Christian students fasted and they fell sick to the point of death. A professor, a grown-up woman, in the name of Christ, lying through her teeth to the point of death, and for that reason they have to bring that. So how many Muslim girls fasted in that year and fell sick? Do you have any data to back what you are saying? Do you have it? How many Christian students fasted and fell sick to the point of death that you documented? Because it's a school. You should have records. The way you have their terminal reports, you should have records. So where is the record? Where? In any case, is Wesley Girls the only school in Ghana? We have over 400 senior high schools in Ghana. We have, in fact, the proportion of girl child students in Ghana is more than the male in general. In all these schools, girls and boys have been fasting every year. So it's only Wesley Girls that the female students, when they fast, they fall sick to the point of death. It's only Wesley Girls. These are lies. Such an elderly person lying on national TV, thinking they are making sense. In any case, you said, oh, they brought the policy because the school cannot be responsible. Hello? There was a recent memorandum of understanding, a recent one, which was signed by you just 3-4 months ago. And it dealt with the issue of fasting in case the person fell sick. And this is what it says. Fasting. On the issue of fasting, students should be allowed to fast. However, permission should be sought by parents or guardians from school authorities, and requisite counseling provided before the period of fast commences. Students will, however, abide by all school rules and regulations. Any health-related effects of the fast on the other hand, are not the school's responsibility. So what is the issue here? That the school will not take responsibility. It is already there. You signed it. It has been dealt with. The thing is that you've already made your mind to abuse and discriminate among other religions in Ghana. Simple and straightforward. That is it. Because whatever you are crying foul of today has already been dealt with in a memorandum of understanding a few months ago, which you appended your signature. You see, this whole thing is making me have a second thought of even the entire system of education in Ghana. In America, it's a Christian country, declared, but there is no religion being taught in school. There is nothing of such semblance being done in American schools, public schools. No. If it is a mission school or private school, you can inculcate aspect of your religion. That will also be under regulation by the American Education Board. But in public school, nobody goes to recite the Lord's Prayer, because the Lord's Prayer is only identified to Christians. But we are in Ghana. Since primary, JSS, high school, we recite the Lord's Prayer, which is a Christian thing. These are some of the concessions other religions have to concede for Christians to enjoy in order for us to live together as one people. Not because it is right. So I think it is about time we cancel the Lord's Prayer and anything that has to do with one specific religion in all public schools. Then maybe some of us will start to sit well and try to come to a reasonable conclusion and to move away from our entrenched position whenever matters of national interest arises.